Hi everybody. So as promised, I have a recipe that we can use the peanut butter frosting for. I want to get into a little bit of history on it first. Now there's this huge controversy. Some people in Boston say that they created it. Some people in Pennsylvania say that an Amish woman created it. And there's some people in Maine that say that we created it. And what I'm talking about are Whoopie Pies. Now if you don't know what a Whoopie Pie is, think of an Oreo cookie magnified to about the palm of your hand, and instead of the cookie part, it's cake. Now you could use a boxed cake mix, but I find it a lot more fun to throw the ingredients together and make my own. So I'm going to read to you off of my notebook the ingredients that's in this. I have a lot of notes from notebooks and things because I've been blogging for about 2 years, and so that's how I've kept track of all my recipes. I have recipes I don't even have in blog or video form yet, so you guys are in for a treat. If you don't know what these are fabulous. And I'm making them with peanut butter frosting. Traditionally they have like a vanilla cream frosting in the middle, but I'm doing it my way. So I'm going to read off the ingredients for these Whoopie Pies. Just the Whoopie Pies, not the frosting. You're going to need 3/4 cups of butter, melted. You can go a cup on that too. Let's see, 1.5 cups of sugar, 2 eggs beaten, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, 1.5 cups of milk, 3 cups of flour, 3/4 cups of cocoa, maybe even a cup. It depends on how much chocolate you like. 3/4 teaspoons of baking powder, 2¼ teaspoons of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I just kind of put just like a tiny little smidge in there. I don't know if that's a technical term or not, but it's mine. Okay, so that's all that goes in it. Now, if I could bring my beautiful children in here, they can help out.
Come on, beautiful children.
I'm right in.
Okay, so Bailey, last time you stirred all the dry ingredients.
Yeah.
This time Izzy's going to mix them all up with this big fork. Come on.
That kind of looks like a spoon.
Well, it's a big fork. Mix them all up.
Okay.
And yes, I am using a beater. You can use a stand-up mixer. You can use your own hands. Whatever. Oh, and I also have a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. This is going to be your lifesaver. Just trust me on that one. Okay, so she did a really good job there. Now, all I'm going to do right now is add all the wet ingredients. So the butter, the sugar, and the eggs. Okay? I'm going to do this first and cream them all up, and I'll come back because this is going to be a little loud, and I'll show you what this looks like all creamed.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with Heather and the Heathens in your kitchen. Oh, sorry about that. Just practicing for my new TV show
Okay.
as big time announcer.
Okay, so as my husband said, we are back. This is what it's going to look like after you cream everything together. You want that thick, creamy consistency. I forgot to mention that you slowly add the milk as you're creaming all the wet ingredients together. So now Bailey is going to take her handy dandy scooper over here, and she's going to slowly add the ingredients and there we go. And then I'll just stir it all up.
You're so cute, baby.
I don't need any more yet, Bailey. I'll let you know. So basically, you just want to incorporate all the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients until you have no more dry ingredients in there, and you have a really yummy batter here. So we're just going to continue to do this, and when I come back, I'll show you how we get them on the cookie sheet. Hi everybody. So this is what your batter is supposed to look like. It's kind of like cake batter when you're all done. I did have to add a little bit more milk, actually probably another cup or two, because the batter was thick, and that's a tip for you. If the batter gets really thick, just keep adding milk until it's at the consistency that you like it to be. So now, like with all my cookie recipes, I have 2 spoons here. These are a little bit larger than what I usually use for cookies though, because they're whoopie pies. So, yeah, so I'll just show you what I do. So, I take a dollop, and then I slide it off. And like I said before, you could use this with regular cake batter. There's no reason why you couldn't, because it's the same idea. But I just thought it'd be fun for us to do it homemade. So whatever you prefer to do. And these are kind of like once a year type of things. You can take them to Christmas parties. You can take them to family Thanksgiving. Instead of a pie, these would be great ideas, simply because they go really fast. It's not common for a lot of people to bring whoopie pies. Well, around here it is, because we like to think of ourselves as like the whoopie pie region. Although if you're from Pennsylvania or Massachusetts, I know you think of yourselves as the whoopie pie region too. So, I'm not trying to get into that controversy, just saying.
I will.
Now the history is, a baker in Bangor many years ago, probably long before any of us have been alive, started the whoopie pie because she was making cakes and she had some leftover batter. And that's the story there of how the whoopie pie came to be. So at 350, they go in, I would say for about 10 to 15 minutes. You basically just want to check on them. When they spring up kind of like a cake, they're ready. You want a flat surface to cool them on, because if you put it on like a cooling rack, they tend to split, break, crack, crumble, the whole nine. So I'll come back and I'll show you what they look like all put together. Hi everybody. So this is what your whoopie pies are going to look like when they come out of the oven. You want them to cool on the pan for just a little bit before you move them onto a flat surface. What I did is I just covered my counter with parchment paper. Do whatever works for you in your house. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to grab similar sized ones. I mean, they don't have to be perfect. You could cut them down to fit each half.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
How do you know which one's the top and which one's the bottom?
It's whatever you want for the top or the bottom. It's your choice. So what I like to do is I put the filling on both sides, kind of like frosting a cake. And now we just slam them together. And there's your whoopie pie right there, guys. Okay.
1 minute to go, Heather.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'll make this quick then. And do I have any children in this house that would like to taste test this?
All right, boys, get after it.
You gotta hurry, baby.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me see over here. We can get your faces. Okay. All right, go.
No good.
Okay, well I guess you heard it from the peanut gallery. They like them. So I'm sure your family will too. Take them to Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever. Anyway, live, laugh, and love.